Well, hello, everybody. We're on a new platform today. We're testing it out on all the Moose listeners, the WSGW listeners, the KISS listeners, and the CORE listeners, as well as the Children's Grief Center followers and MBS Airport followers. So, listen, I'll introduce myself. I'm Jody Kay with 94.5 The Moose, and with Connoisseur Media and Saginaw, with all the other stations I mentioned. And we've got James Canders with MBS Airport. He's the MBS Airport Director. And we have Chris Sabrin from the Children's Grief Center. And we're going to be talking about a crazy fun event that we do every year. And we absolutely love it. It's Grit Your Grief, and it's happening at MBS International Airport, which is in Freeland. And let's talk to Chris Sabrin first. Hi, Chris.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. I'm hearing a little bit of feedback, but we're just going to keep talking.
All right.
The director will figure that out behind the scenes. So tell us about Grit Your Grief.
Yes, it's our signature fundraiser for the Children's Grief Center of the Great Lakes Bay region. Real quick about the Grief Center, we serve children, teens, and their families ages 4 to 18 that are grieving the death of someone significant in their life. At this time, we do it at no charge for any of our services, for our school groups or for our evening groups. And so this signature fundraiser helps us keep the agency moving forward, serving more kids, teens, and their families across the region.
Such a great cause, and you know this. I already know this. So James, over at the MBS, what time does this event start on Saturday? It's this Saturday, by the way. What time does it start?
Well, for me, it starts on Friday.
It started last Friday for you. Okay, all right.
It actually started for me last November.
Yeah.
With FAA planning, but for the day of the event. I think the registration is going to start opening at 8 a.m. I know people are going to be gathering there at 7 a.m. The airport staff and I, we will be getting things set up on the backside to make sure it's all ready to go. And I know we've got some of the race promoters are going to be here on Friday to kind of get things started and measured out. So we're real excited to have another year of this event at MBS.
Right. And for those of you who don't know what Grit Your Grief run, the runway, what it is, it's a 5K. And it's on the old part of the airport tarmac, correct?
Yeah, the old where the old terminal used to be, that parking area.
Yeah, it is, and it's massive, and we have so much fun out there. And I love it that it's all in one area. Now, that's not the only thing happening during Grit Your Grief, Run the Runway. Chris, what else is happening Saturday?
So this is our 4th year at MBS, and it's really exciting that we're able to say that. It's actually the 6th year of the run. The first 2 years were in 2 different locations. But when we started this event at MBS, we wanted to create a type of environment. So in addition to the run walk that happens in the secure space, there's also a family color run, which doesn't happen on the runways, but a big grassy space right there at the event space. So there's family color run as well. There's first responders there showing the kids the equipment. There's a kids zone with bounce houses and crafts to do. We'll have some other area agencies there, tabling and so on. And new this year, we actually have the flight school from Barstow Airport in Midland. I believe it's Slipstream. Is that correct, James?
Yes.
They're going to be there as well, doing some tabling. And they're going to have one of their aircraft there as well. So that's a new development this year.
Wow.
In addition, we have a pancake breakfast available. And James shared some history on fly-in pancake breakfast, so I'll throw it to him in a second. But for a $10 ticket, all you can eat pancakes, sausage, drinks, things like that will be there to help us continue to raise funds. But the whole idea of the pancake breakfast came from the idea of fly-in events for hobby pilots. So I don't know, James, you want to on that?
Yeah. So the term in the industry is typically the $100 hamburger. That's a phrase that came about because a lot of pilots who have these small private airplanes, they look for things to do on the weekend, places to fly, where they can fly in, see an event, maybe participate. and get some food. So this is a perfect event for that type of operation where they'll come in, they'll fly, we'll park them right next to the event grounds, so they can see the runners and participants, and they can and vice versa. So they come in and we'll get them to the event grounds and then get them back out of the aircraft and off when they're done having breakfast and watching.
Do a lot of them do this?
It varies. It's all dependent on weather. That's why I really don't want to jinx the weather.
I know you kept saying that before we went live.
So if it's sunny and not very cloudy, there's a higher likelihood they're going to come in and participate.
I think it's going to be perfectly fine, to be honest with you. But I'm not jinxing it. I'm just saying I've been lucky my whole life, and I'm telling you, it's going to be fine. So can anybody still get in on the race, Chris?
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. So registration is still live right now. If you go to childrensgriefglbr.org, there's a link to the race page there. So that's the easiest way to get there. I'm looking at our live signups right now, and we're at 446, hoping to break the record. And if we hit 500, that'll break the record. So what that also means is you have today, tomorrow, and to sign up, but also Friday, because today's only Wednesday. I lost track of my days. But day of, if you wake up that morning and you're thinking, you know what, I would love to run or walk and see what it's like to experience the Runway course, you can show up. Registration starts at 8 a.m. and we will take on-site registrations up to when the race starts at 10 a.m. We do have to be careful. We only have a window of how long we can allow people out there. So just a few minutes after the race kicks off, we will close that registration. However, if families want to participate in the color run, that starts at 11:30. So we will have registrations for that up until the start of the color run as well.
So basically, they don't have to run. They can just show up and participate in all the other things that are going on, like the pancakes and the children's area and all that.
Yes.
So
we are selling spectator passes for $10, and that gets you into the kids zone, craft area, and we also rope off an area for the spectators just to go in through the secure gate into a small area where they basically don't have the fence in the way. They can watch the runners out there. I do want to mention real quick, Jody K, that if somebody does decide, they want to power walk the event, one of the cool parts about the course is you get a chance to see the operational side of the big hangars that you don't really get to see when you're driving on Garfield Road, or I believe it's Freeland Road is the cross street.
I just live around the corner. I'm literally.
Yeah, so
I can almost see the airport.
Yeah, so it's a really neat perspective, and I always like to share the first time James took me out, to look at the runways and so on. I had zero idea how big and how wide those runways and taxiways are until I was a small, just me standing out there looking at it. It's a really cool perspective.
So then the runners get to see that then, and the walkers. You don't have to run; you can walk, right?
That's correct.
Okay, right.
Yep.
Are they going to force you to run? I mean, no.
If you're
that was a weird question. I'm sorry.
If you're dogging it, we don't have all day. I mean, we do need to off at some point. James does need to reopen, the portion that we're using.
Right.
But no, everybody, we have never had an issue. People have always been very great and understanding and following, the rules, because it is, and I know James might touch on this, it's the secure space, right? We need to be really careful. We don't allow, much out there. If you take something out, it has to be attached to your person. We do allow, if anybody's wondering, we do allow strollers, but the only thing that can be in the stroller is the child. You can't have stuff, out on the, extra stuff out on the runway that could, get sucked up by an airplane engine.
Right. I can see how, I guess I didn't realize that the last 3 years that I've been there. So I had a question. Is there gonna be a DJ there? Because I know last year we were jamming.
Oh
That was
yeah,
great.
oh yeah. We've got our DJ back this year, and
Is it the
he's
same one?
it is the same one. Yeah,
Is it Ryan?
believe that's his name. Yes,
Yeah.
I believe so. Yeah.
I
That-
trained Ryan to be a DJ.
Oh, you
Jeff
did?
doesn't know. Yeah. Ryan's gonna watch us and go, I know. That's funny. That's funny. If it's Ryan, yeah, then I trained that guy, so I'll get to see him. He's really good.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He has
He's
the best
actually
teacher. Yeah.
yeah, of course. He increased his system this year too, so we can have better coverage in the.
Oh my gosh, it was booming. You got to have entertainment. You
100%.
got to have people might even put their own headphones on, but I mean, if you forgot them, then you've got your DJ out there.
That's right.
I wish I knew his company name, but I just know him as Ryan. Anyway, so just a little bit about the Children's Grief Center.
Sure.
Where do you cover? What areas?
Yeah, so we have our evening program location in Midland Bay and Saginaw counties. So in Midland, we have our home office here on James Savage Road, just near Costco. In Bay County, we rent space from Unity of Bay City, which is a religious space. We're not a faith-based organization. We just rent their space. It works really great for us. Number one, they're amazing partners, but number two, it's an old elementary school. So lots of green space, lots of nice big rooms. In Saginaw County, we rent space from the Mid-Michigan Children's Museum. And so, amazing partners. But our reach, though, we have families that drive as far north as Harrison and Beaverton and Gladwin.
Wow, okay.
As south as Flint come up to our Saginaw program. We have a family that's been driving from Harbor Beach over in the Thumb area as well.
That's way at the tip.
Yeah, and we have families who drive from Mount Pleasant, in Isabella County as well. So our footprint, and that footprint has grown dramatically over the last year and a half, actually. So there's that. We have about 160 kids on our evening program rosters, but our school-based program has also grown quite a bit as well. Last year, our school grief support specialist, Lexi, ran 55 school programs in 45 buildings across that same footprint as well. So a total of 700 kids were served last year and their families, and that number is rising. We already have several families who have called for support, and we're getting them ready to go for our fall program year, and also telling them about our drop-in events over the summer.
How, I don't know if I've asked you this before. How did this all start?
So we were founded in 2014 by Camille Dre-Snitschke. And we were actually an idea born out of the Tony and Trish house, which is in Auburn. And they are
where I live right now.
There you go. All right. Awesome. And they, so they're an end-of-life home. And so in supporting those families after, somebody dies, they saw the children and they saw the grief. They tried to figure out a program, but just realized they didn't have the capacity. So after lots of conversation and Camille getting involved, they tapped her on the shoulder. She has lots of experience with whole body wellness, arts, crafts. She also has her own grief story as well, where she experienced grief and watched her daughter go through it. And so realized that maybe she could fill a gap in the community. So in 2014, she started it with 8 kids, where she borrowed a space at a church just south of Midland. And from 2014, starting with 8 children, now to 2026, up to about 700 kids, she started a really great thing for the community. And we have her to thank for us being here.
That's amazing. Well, thank you, Camille. Are you guys ever looking for volunteers or anything?
Oh, always. Yes, okay. Always. In fact, we're super fortunate for this event. We have just about 100 volunteers who have signed up to help us out. And that's my task for today, is to make sure they get their confirmation emails and all, assigned where they need to be. Right. But we have volunteers who actually facilitate our groups, and they get quite a bit of support and go through a pretty intense training.
Yeah.
But we also have volunteers who are group support who go through a couple hours training. And that training isn't to be intimidating. It's just to be able to make sure we're all on the same page about how to talk to the kids, what's going to happen on group nights, and so on. But we have volunteers who come into the office, help us out with office tasks. We have a lot of businesses who employees will come in on a day of giving or a day of support, and they'll help us with some crafts and preparation and even building cleaning, because this building's pretty big and there's 4 of us employed, and it can be hard for the 4 of us to keep up with it. So
you don't even know what's all involved when you do something like this until you get in it, and then you're like, oh, we need someone to come in and clean.
yes,
Take out the trash. Yeah, that's amazing. I'm sure it's a massive operation over there at MBS. And do you guys, how do you guys prepare for something like this, James?
Well, when I said I start working on this, last November, that's true. I submit. I had to submit safety and security plans to the FAA, to the TSA, really outlining what we're going to do, where it's going to be, and just to make sure, that everybody is safe and the operations can continue. Because even though we're closing portions of the airport, planes still need to be able to come in and out. So if we're lucky, there's going to be some air traffic around there. And it may be not only just the small airplanes, we may have some large jets coming in and out. And so there's going to be some noise. And that's, I love airplane noise. That's, I want to hear that. So, but, the people, they'll see those aircraft a little closer, and, they'll see some of our airport equipment, because after everything got approved with our plan, then we had to block off areas, close them to make sure airplanes don't go in. You'll see large pieces of airport equipment out there, kind of a big visual deterrent. Don't run past this point, please. And and some of these pieces of equipment, a lot of people don't realize how big they really are until they run up next to them.
Yeah, they're usually in the plane. Yeah. So, is MBS the only airport that does something like a 5K?
No, it's actually a very common process.
What? I thought we were the only ones.
No, I've worked at several airports, and pretty much every one of them had a run of some kind. Flint had one. Battle Creek, I know, I worked there, and they had one there. And so it's not unusual, but every airport does have to go through the same process to have this go on.
Well, yeah, it makes sense. So, recap, Chris, what's happening Saturday?
Saturday is our 6th annual Grit Your Grief 5K run walk event, and color run and kids zone and bounce houses and pancake breakfast, all you can eat pancakes happens. The registration opens up at 8. Registration is right now at childrensgriefglbr.org. Follow the links to our run page, or if you decide same day you just want to walk up and register starting at 8 a.m., you can do that. And let's see, registration is $45 for the run walk, and for the color run, it is $20. If there's a family of 4, please have them call our office for a special code for families of 4 or more, and that number is 989-495-9335. And the event will the pancakes will be available until 12:30, and we'll be wrapping up the event about probably 12:30, 1 o'clock, somewhere around there.
Right. So we have all these links up on our website, 945themoose.com. And I'm sure WTLZ KISS. I'm sorry, I'm using their proper names because we're WCEN. The Moose has it up. WSGW has theirs up. Core 106.3 The Core, and KISSWTLZ.com, KISS 107. They have all the links up there. So we're looking forward to Saturday, and we'll see you guys out there. I know I see you, Chris. I don't know if I've ever seen you, James, out there when I've been out there on a Saturday.
Trust me, I'm out there all day.
Maybe I have. Maybe I'll see you this year. So I appreciate you guys taking the time today to join us, and thank you so much. We'll see you on Saturday.
Thanks so much, Jody K. Appreciate you.
Thank you, Jody K.